Welcome everyone. I thought I'll share with you our little portable smoker. This is the, well, portable. It is portable, you just have to assemble it. So this is its assembled form. So let me walk you through how it looks assembled and then take it apart and build it back together. So what did we do? Basically, if you'd like to create your own home smoker, cold smoker, warm smoker, it doesn't really matter. We tried to do, our objective was doing it on the cheap, ideally free. So nothing more than two simple electric distribution boxes, which means they're rust proof. Well, as you can see, not completely, because the you know, it's sort of galvanized metal, so the high temperature does melt out some of the zinc, I think, and that's what causes the rust. I'm sure that some of you will know what that means. We cut out small holes in there into the top for the chimney, and one to join in here. So essentially what happens, the bottom rack this is to keep it cool. So you pull it open just like any other electrical box. This is where you make your fire, so you leave your grill in there. When you're going camping or wherever, you just chop up your wood so it fits in perfectly in your size. You can carry that filled up with timber all the way up, and makes it nice and easy. Down the bottom we have these, so it's not hot. Look, this is not pretty. No, this is pretty, but it's fictional. Grill to keep the airflow going. Underneath there is where you got your holes, which are, this is where you open them and close them on both sides. There's one there and one here. That's simply holding on with this one screw and one screw underneath. So it's got a small little plate like that, which then just you pull and it opens and closes. So that's your airflow. That controls the amount of heat that you can produce in this box. And this is all it is, it's a firebox. Up the top we have installed a piece of gutter, again galvanized, not plastic treated, not plastic coated or anything like that. We cut holes into it so that the smoke can be sucked up through the chimney and comes out that hole there, which is coming out here. And that then moves on to the second box, which is the one up the top at the moment. I do want to improve this design eventually so that it can actually sit the smoker on top of each other like this. At the moment it's designed, this box moves onto the side and gives you a bit of a distance to control your temperature a little better, because the distance does allow you to do that. Then just on top here I've put just corrugated iron to protect the box itself, the actual side, top side of the box, so it doesn't, as the fire's coming up, all the heat, so it doesn't damage it all that much. So there's a little protective layer with this piece of sheet of metal. So that's the first box down the bottom, so that it doesn't burn your grass or wherever you're putting it. We just put 3 aluminium legs like this to elevate it off the floor, and that's really it. All there is to it. Is it safe? Well, you really do want to make sure you keep your kids in a safe location, or you tell them not to touch it. The second box, let me shift that to its location and I'll continue. So that's the top. That's before I put that protective sheet of metal in there. So it did rust, so I saw that happening, so I put that sheet in, and it's a lot better since then. So the chimney comes out from here and moves straight across into the incoming inlet, or inlet if you like, of the second box. The second box is the actual smoker. So you again have the gate right there, so you don't get, when it's hot, you don't want to get burnt. Up the top is the chimney. That's where it that's where the smoke comes out. So let's take a look inside. This is a smoker box. It holds all the other bits and pieces that you may need if you're wanting to smoke. It's got the rods, it's got the little shelves where you place your meats and sausages, etc. I would always line that with alfoil or just give it a good wash. They're all stainless steel, but they do need a good wash because it hasn't been used. I just pulled it out after a couple of years of storage. This down here is where the smoke would come in from the other side. I can't actually get in there yet, but that's where it is. It's lined up with that hole there, so that comes into here, and this is where the smoke is distributed and comes out the top chimney. So let's take out these rods, which again are all perfect size. There's timber ones, aluminium ones. You put them in to spread your sausages or meats or whatever it is that you're making. This is your shelving. If you want to use shelving, if you have small pieces of meat, depending on what sort of smoking you're making. This is the first part, which is the joiner. Oh, sorry, no, this is the chimney. So this goes, see how these corners are cut? So you just cut those so that they actually give you that flexibility. That comes in like so, and essentially just slots in. Is it airtight? No. Is it good enough? Yes, it is. It has. We've done lots and lots of perfect meals, lots of smoked sausages, lots of smoked meats, fish, and today we're doing fish. This here is the cap on the top, which we just found is a good little regulator of the amount of smoke that comes out of the top chimney, so you can actually close it all off or allow more and more depending on what sort of draft and strength of the smoke that you want to have coming through. Very simple, it's not even screwed on, it's just simply the same piece of metal corrugated through. So there's your chimney. It all folds into that box. As you can see, it's all measured to the same size. This is the piece, again same setup, cut at both ends like so, so that you can slot it into here and into the smoke box. So let me do that and I'll get back to you. So that's in. It's pretty easy. You just give it a bit of a tap because they are self-closing. Yes, you do get a little bit of leakage, but it really is minimal. Then you've got that's in there, into the inlet of the actual smoker. This, I do apologise, it has rusted through. This bottom, I do need to replace that. Essentially is a distribution of the smoke. So as the smoke comes in, what we found that, of course, the smoke takes the path, the easiest path of least resistance. From this, went straight up to the chimney and out. So that was not ideal. So we put this plate in, which has rusted through in this area. But essentially, the smoke came in and it was held up underneath this plate, which we drilled holes through, where we wanted to be distributed, and then it just sort of distributed the smoke nice and evenly. Last but not least, we've got two holes, right there, one right there, and another there for the thermometer. So we use this wireless unit, lovely system. They do have dual ones now, but we use this one. So you stand up there, insert, depending what meats you're doing. So that's hanging in there, and it measures your temperature at the top. Or if you, depending on the draft that you have, you can insert it into the bottom there to the back, which is near the chimney, which is where you'll get most of the heat going to. So you do need to rotate your meats accordingly inside this box. And it's 28 degrees. It's a good system, good unit. You can take that with you. It does it wirelessly. There's much better units in there now, but that's what we got a couple of years ago. And then we've got these rods. So you just take those. We put little shelves in. Just screw them in. And you've got the rods. We flatten the pieces there so that it sits level. It doesn't wobble, and you can distribute your meats accordingly and hang your sausages off those or whatever. It's not a large unit. We managed to do about 5-6 kilos of meat inside this box, which is plenty for us. We don't need any more than that. But that's really it. If you need to use a shelf, you know, just take the shelving, again, bring that in diagonally and place that onto inside. So you can do chicken breasts, etc. as well without having to hang them up on the hooks. Close the unit, lock it, that's it. That's the little smoker. It assembles and disassembles in a matter of, look, if it takes a long time with a bit of cleanup, maybe 10 minutes, but you can certainly have this ready to go in just a few. So soon we'll show you how it's actually working. We'll be putting in some lovely salmon for dinner tonight. Time to take it out. I think it's done.